is good, people? Hello. We are streaming. How are we all doing? It's going to be a very good day. I can feel it. I can feel it. Let's get this live chat in here, shall we? How's everyone doing? How are we feeling? First things first. First thing is first. Cheers all. Woo! Let's do this. Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me now? How we doing? Right, guys, today I'm going to quickly go through the Red Bull in the morning. Yeah, you know it. You know it. That's how you keep up with the trading life. Got to be on the Red Bulls. Got to be on the Red Bulls. So this morning I'm going to go through the majors and just do a quick breakdown. All these pairs here, you can see I'm going to go through and work my way down from the daily down to the 1 hour and see if we can take any trades. Pardon me. Whew. See if we can take any trades, and if not, just provide you guys with some analysis for today and tomorrow, and following on to next week. This up here we've got here, EuroCAD, is a trade I took this morning and shared with the team. Very simple trade. The daily, obviously broken. Let me get that out of the way. Daily broken below this key level here, trading back inside the 50 and 200 moving averages. A clean break to the downside. Yesterday's daily closing candle. Scaled down to the 4 hour. And you can see, as clean as it gets, break and retest of this previous low here. And we've taken entry on the closure of this 4 hour bearish candle. We're now moving down with 17 pips in profit. Hoping to hit our take profit 1 by the end of the day. But we will see how that one goes. If you're not in this trade, you could look to take an entry if it does come back up to this level. Or you could take one now, to be honest. Maybe have your stops around this level here for a cleaner entry. Have Prime. No, Prime is horrible. I tried Prime when I was in Canada at a petrol station, and there's too much like artificial sweeteners in it. It tastes a bit like bumhole. Not for me. So we're going to kick this off. Let's start from the top. AUD USD. Quite a few of the majors this week have been quite messy for me, really. I've been trading on the minors mostly, but we'll see what we can find today and see how that goes. So, AUD USD on the daily. Quite clearly we can see we're ranging inside of this zone here at the moment. Previous structure is bearish, of course, so we can mark these highs up here. Lows at the moment here. Let's get rid of these lines. And we've also got an area, that's the wrong tool. We've got an area here as well. So price since end of Feb really has been ranging within this zone. We've had at the end of April a moving average crossover here, you can see, which can further show us that we are looking for sales. Longer term targets to the downside can be down here. If you're trading purely on the daily, you're going to be looking for sales around this area up here. There's your trade you're looking for on the daily on a longer term swing trade. But we like to look for day trades inside of zones. So let's go down to the 4 hour. This for me is quite messy. I'm probably not going to be taking a trade on this today or anytime soon really, but let's take a look anyway. The 4 hour clearly bearish. We can see we failed to break these highs here, making new lows now, breaking through this level of structure here. That's a very small zone. You've got range to the downside in that you've got, 55 pips there to trade him. So you could look to take a trade. Hourly again is a bit messy. You drag this zone down. You can see for that trade to be possible, we're going to need a clean break. And showing some signs of a retest before taking sales. Something like this could be possible today. You've got clean traffic to the left, to be fair. And you've got these lows down here to target on the hourly. But for me, just on that daily, there's really not enough range in that you're going to come down to these lows really soon. So NZD USD, AUD USD for me. There's going to be no trades on there for me at all. Let's have a look at some questions. Which brokers I trade with? I trade with T4 and Vantage. You can message me on Instagram for more information about that. Charty getting updated, new content. That's going to be coming very, very soon. We're in the final stages now of the new platform. It's going to be absolutely insane. Make sure you are following me on Instagram. I'm going to be keeping you guys all updated about that. What else we got? NZD USD. Do I think it's going to hit stop loss? Let's have a look quickly. That is a trade we have running. Let's have a look. Yeah, NZD USD. Let's get it back up on another tab. So NZD USD is a trade that was set in the group yesterday. That subscriber thing is rather annoying, isn't it? Yeah, let's turn that off, shall we? Okay. This is NZD USD from the other day. Unlucky on this trade really at the moment. Obviously we had ranging market in here on the hourly. We've got clean traffic to the left up towards this area here. We've taken on the breakout and retest of this level, but price has fallen back into the range. It could possibly hit our stop loss, but at the moment we're reacting to this zone here. And I'm still bullish on this. I mean, if this does get stopped out now, we could look to take another trade down at these lows again, back with the same target, stop loss maybe down here. Take a second entry. Still think it's going to be bullish over a longer period. If you look at the daily here, you can see we're trading back above both moving averages. We're having some consolidation right now, but we've got this big area to the left here that we're going to be needing to mitigate and come back up to this structure level here. So NZD USD, I'm going to still be holding for now. If we do hit stop loss, I will definitely be looking for another entry on that. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at Euro JPY as well. As I said, I'm going to cycle through all of these pairs here. I'm going to work our way down the majors today and just have a quick look at all of them. So yeah, AUD USD, you could look for shorts if you're looking to trade on smaller time frames, maybe the hourly or the 5 minute, something like that. You could look definitely for a break and retest of this level here of the lows. but not going to be for me today. We do also have US news today. There's a power speech at 4 p.m. GMT. Gold, we haven't traded for a few days. Yep, that's purely because it's sort of a similar story to ADUSD at the moment, where there's just not any positions to take. I'm not going to force a trade just because I like trading gold. It's annoying when price doesn't present itself any opportunities, but what can you do? You've just got to wait, and that's what it's all about. And that's how you become a profitable trader, by waiting for positions and practicing patience. So ADUSD, let's move on to EURUSD. We had a big movement recently. As always, we'll start on the daily. We can see we're clearly in an uptrend. We're clearly making new highs, making new high lows as well. We did have here, you can see that crossover of the moving averages after this long stint to the downside. And price is moving back up. Now, recent days obviously is very bearish. You can see we broke out of this zone here and we're moving down. I did expect the other day, I was looking for trades in EURUSD around this area here where price came and retested the 50 MA, is it? Yeah, the 50 MA. But we have broken through that now and we're beginning to come down back into this zone. Lows for me are about here. Let's draw a fib from the lows to the high here. You can see we're coming up to that 50% Fibonacci now. There's no real structure to the left, to be honest. You've got maybe this. Could be a zone here where we had a previous breakout. You can see we had a clear breakout and a retest here. But I'm going to wait. For me, I am still bullish on EURUSD longer term, but I'm definitely going to want to see price come down to these levels perhaps before taking entry on EURUSD. If you're looking to trade this today, again, you've got clean price action to the downside. I'm not going to be taking sells just because the overall trend is bullish. So, but this does look quite clean for a setup now. You can see we broke down below these 4-hour lows. On the hourly, is probably at the wick. Yeah, at the hourly, you're gonna. It's similar to AUD/USD really. You're gonna want to look for a break and retest of these levels here. Yeah, we failed to hit that. Yeah, if you want to take a trade on EURUSD today, you're going to want to see something like this again before taking entry at the retest of this level. Pardon me. Something like that you could look for in EURUSD. I would not suggest entering a trade right now. You're most likely going to see a slight pullback into this area, most likely around this range here, before then coming back down. But I would wait for a clean break of the lows before taking a position on EURUSD. What do you guys think about EURUSD? Anyone taking a trade on this today? How much do I risk per trade? So I pretty much always risk 1% of my capital per trade using a risk calculator where it will give me the exact lot size to use, so that if the trade does lose, I'm only going to lose 1% of my total balance. I would suggest risking no more than 2% of your capital per trade. Obviously, depending on the volume you trade. If you're taking one trade a week, then yeah, you could risk up to maybe 5%. But if you're taking like 1 to 10 trades a day, as I do mostly, you're going to want to be risking no more than 1% per trade. What about US30? Yep, we're going to come down to that. I'm only going to be looking at majors today. Gold will be coming as well, yeah. Missed your entry by 3 pips. Yikes, it happens. Don't force a trade. If it wasn't your trade to take, it wasn't meant to be. So don't worry about it. Just wait for new opportunities. Right, Euro USD. Yeah, again, no trades today on Euro USD, but I will be looking for buys when we come down to this area, probably at the end of next week. But you could look for intraday sells if you were looking to catch a trade. So let's move on. Next up, we have USD CAD. Again, been a right mess lately. USD CAD. It's been a right mess lately, but yeah. Risk to reward ratio. Pretty much all of my trades, I'm looking for a minimum of 3 risk to reward. Obviously meaning that if I'm risking 1% per trade, the profit will be 3% if the trade does win. Obviously, I like to take higher risk to reward trades, but we want to be in and out of the markets as soon as possible. But yeah, let's have a look at USD CAD. Longer term, we're in a flag right now. You can see that here. If I went out to the weekly, you can see we're in a flag. There's highs. There's lows. Still, fucking car garages keep calling me. The Tesla MOT's done. Bear with me 1 second, guys. It's past this MOT. Who would believe it? I only needed 2 new tyres on the back. They were both bald. £900 for 2 new tyres. Jesus. I'm going to be selling the Tesla next week as well. So if anyone wants a 4x4 car that can do 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, message me on Instagram because she is for sale. Right, yeah, yes, USD CAD, let's go. Right. So back on the weekly there, you can see we have been in a uptrend for a while now. We are starting to consolidate inside of this flag here, but for me this does not signify a reversal because you can see the lows that are forming, pardon me, the lows that are forming are still higher than the previous lows until we do have a breakdown to the downside. Until we see a new low formed around here, that's when we can start to look for sales and see a reversal. But for now we are still bullish. So on the daily, we can see that as well. We came back down and retested this flag. You can see it's a very strong level there. We've hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times now and rejected it every time. It does seem to be running out of steam, as you can see. We hit the high here, but then the next high is here. The next high is here. You see the lower highs now. So on the daily, this is actually looking quite bearish. As well, we've got the moving averages coming close together now, getting ready to cross over. Which will be the first time in some real time now since September in 2021. So that could signify we'll be looking for sales very soon. For that to happen, I'm going to want to see a breakout of this flag for sure. But on a lower time frame side of things, let's mark out a few levels. We've got these highs here. Obviously, we've got this area of lows here. And we're trading in the middle of that now. Previous structure, let's look on the 4 hour. This is a right mess. Jesus. There's nothing really to do here. Like you can see, we've got an area here, and then range-wise outside of those areas, you're 66 pips to the upside and 33 pips to the downside. I would not suggest taking a trade in this area here. You can take buys above here, sells below here, but you really haven't got a lot of range at all. But for me, USD CAD is a right mess. I would avoid that completely. Let's keep this going. Let's move on to Pound USD. Pound USD is a good one for me. I've been looking at this past few days. I've been looking for buys. As you can see here, we've got an area structure that has 1, 2 breakout, now forms a resistance, and it's now back to it. So this for me could be a great area to buy from. We've had so much previous price action at this zone. Price is trading above both moving averages. Price is in an uptrend. We've got all the confirmations there for buys. Let's scale down to the 4 hour. So this is where I haven't actually rushed into taking a trade here, where I know many people would have done and would have most likely been stopped out by now. If you look at this structure on the 4 hour, just this structure here, zoom in a bit, this is a downtrend, right? You're making new lower lows, new lower highs, failing to break above previous highs, making new lows, and making new lower highs. So this should, if it continues in this pattern, trade like this. But this level on the daily is very strong now. We're coming down to our third retest of this level here. And for me to take buys, you could take slightly risky buys in this zone here. If you see a nice bullish 4 hour candle close, maybe above the zone. If you get a close maybe here, you could take a little trade here if you can get the risk to reward right. Or you could look up top here for a longer term trade. But for me, at the moment, this is still bearish. I would need a break of a previous high to look for buys. So here or here. For a complete, you could take a trade here. As I said, a trade in this zone here could be very profitable. But you've got that risk, as you haven't got that full confirmation that price is reversing. For me, for a higher probability trade, I would wait till price is broken above either this previous high here, or a stronger confirmation would be this previous high here. Wait for price to break above, wait for that retest, and now we know that price has changed its direction, and we know we've got much more of a higher probability. You might not get as good of risk to reward. I can never say that word. You might not get as good of a risk to reward trade out of this, but you're going to get a much higher probability trade. You're still going to hit your free. There's a 4.4 risk to reward trade there. And it just shows you how patience will always provide a higher probability trade. So that's what I'd look for on pound USD. You could look for something like this if this does play out. That could also be a position. But once more, hence the lack of trades this week. There's not been as many trades I've shared, purely because there hasn't been as many opportunities this week, and it is all about waiting. I could have shared 5 more trades a day this week, but they just wouldn't have been good. So it's all about waiting for the right time to strike. So that's pound USD wrapped up. For me, waiting for breaks of the highs, the previous low highs. What about gold? Yes, we'll come to gold. Oh, sod it. Let's just do gold now. All right. You all want it. So here it is. Let's have a look at gold. Let's start on the daily. And let me talk about why I haven't taken a trade on gold this week. And I could be looking for one today. Sorry, let me just plug my phone in. Right. So, gold. First of all, everyone in the chat, what are you doing on gold today? Are you buying? Are you selling? Are you waiting? I want to hear your thoughts first of all. For me, gold, long term on the daily, clearly in an uptrend. That we can all agree on, right? On the daily, we had this previous high broken and retested and price moving up. And at the moment now, we've got such a strong area here. I need to burp again. Pardon me. Right. Do I live in London? Not quite London. North London. London is expensive and dirty. Right. Highs up here. look at this. You can see this. How many times... Where's my little arrow tool? I like that little one. Where is it? Where is it, the little bastard? It's in here somewhere. Arrow up. I like this. So look at all the wicks we can see here, guys, on the daily. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a 9th there. Possibly a 10th today. All of these times, price has come back down to this level around the 1982 to 1977 level. Oh, I got itchy nose. Oh, I got itchy nose. Ugh. Every time we come down to this level, we've pushed back up. And today, we could look like we're breaking below it. But again, this could just be another wick forming. We're hanging around this 50 moving average level, which we're just passing through now. But obviously, this daily candle has not closed yet, so don't take that into account. We rejected it nicely yesterday and closed above it. Still a bearish candle, though. So on the 4 hour... Wait, let me just get rid of some of these arrows. Cool. On the 4 hour, clearly bearish. There's no disputing that, right? But if you look to the left, anything above this lowest wick here, we're safe. As long as the daily closes within this zone we have marked here, we can look for buys. And the reason I haven't taken any buys today or this week is purely because this price action now on the 4 hour, and I'm sure on the hourly as well, is bearish. I'll be purely taking a trade just based off instinct then, which could be right. But how do we know that this move down has finished yet? We don't, do we? All right, we don't know that this move has finished. So for me, again, just like GU, we want to mark out these previous lower highs that we have here. Let's go down to the hourly and make those a bit more clean. It's there and there. There's your zones, right? I said, as long as we're trading above this 1969 level, buys can be taken once we've seen a clean confirmation of a reversal. Those would be my final targets. And for me, I'm going to need to see that this bearish trend is over. And of course, to see that, I'm going to need to see a previous lower high broken. So for today, for me to take a trade on gold, I'm definitely going to want to see a break of this level, probably up to this level of support here. Resistance, sorry, wrong tool. I'm going to need to see a break and a retest. Then we can take trades. You've got a few areas to take trades on its way back up if it does happen. There's nothing to say here, guys, that gold does not just absolutely crush it right now and make its way down this way. There's nothing to say it doesn't happen. That's why we're not jumping into a trade, because we don't have the confirmations yet either way. Okay? But I'm favouring buys here, and I'm going to be looking for buys on gold. So for me to do that, my first buy would most definitely be here on a break and retest of this previous lower high. My mouse is dying. Hello? Whoa. 1 second. Cool. Yeah, so for my first buys would most definitely be a break and retest of this previous lower high here. I would have targets right up here for a longer term trade. Stop loss just below this zone or below previous structure, wherever structure's made on the way back up. And here could be your take profit 1, your take profit 2, and your take profit 3 at the top. Let's disregard that one for now. You've got targets there, and you've also got places to take other entries as well, if it does play out this way. You see? You've got those trades, you've got those opportunities on the way up. But for gold, for a high probability trade, you've got to wait. Let's get a 15-minute on here. And you can see it. If this zone, this zone here I marked on the daily, the big zone that's had all these wicks before, if this zone did not exist, this would be perfect for sales. Why? because you've got this zone here, this previous low. We've now retested, broken through, retested, and we're coming back up for another retest. If price on the 15-minute time frame today, you can see you're respecting that trend line as well. You've got a clean area here to take sales from. Bearing in mind you're not going to have a lot of pips to play with here. 53 pips there you've got. Back down to this low wick here. Here's an area you could take a sell from today. I'm not going to be doing that, most likely, as we have got some US news later as well. And I am looking for buys. I'm going to be waiting for buys above this zone here. But if you did want to take a trade today on gold, that would be your most highly profitable, the highest probability trade you could take on gold. Okay. So that's gold. Let's take a look at UJ. Next up on the majors. We had an amazing trade. I've already cleared it off, but we had an amazing trade earlier this week on UJ, which of course was shared in the group. The group, by the way, if those of you who are not in it, I have a Telegram group where I share my trades every day, completely free of charge. If you do want more information about that and you want to get involved in that, send me a message on Instagram. It should be plastered all over the screen at ADK Social. And you can get access to all of those as well as my analysis every day for free. So, UJ at the moment, we're at a crucial level. Let me just mark out some highs. Cool. Price is quite messy at the moment. In that, if we zoom out, this long-term uptrend that we had that crossover now, showing that we are showing signs of weakness to the upside. And we've retested that crossover a third time now. You can see it there, there, and there. That's not straight. We're on our third test of this crossover now. Yesterday did close above the 200 moving average, but it did close with a small wick inside of this zone, which does show us that there is some potential for a sell here. For me to take a trade on US30 USD JPY, I'm going to wait for this daily candle to close. We're going to need a bearish close. It's happened last 3 times. You see, let me just mark out. We had the touch here previously, the daily close with a nice strong wick. And then we had this candle here, strong bearish candle, and then a huge move to the downside. You can see we had it again here. We had that strong bullish candle closing inside that zone with a wick. And if you waited for that daily candle afterwards to close, this strong bearish one here, excuse that messy circle, again, the next candle, strong downside momentum. So what's to say this can't happen third time? If we can see today this candle close bearish and close below this zone, let's just say, for example, it closed here, below the 200 moving average, and, sorry, that's a buy. If it closed below the 200 moving average and below this zone with a nice strong top wick, as soon as that closes tonight, we can scale down to the 4-hour, we can scale down to the hourly or the 15-minute, and we can take sales back down to these lows here. We've got clean traffic to the left on the daily that we need to come back down and see. If you take a fib to this, you can target the 38.2, the 50, the 61.8. Those can be your targets on the lower time frames. But for me, a lot of people, I know for a fact, a lot of people today will be taking sales right now here, which could be brilliant, could be a great entry. But what's to say with all this bullish momentum here on the daily that we're not just gonna do this? What's to say that's not going to happen? There's nothing to say it's going to happen yet. That could have happened these previous times as well. But we had that bearish confirmation and sales were active. So it's a game of waiting. On the 4-hour again, you see no signs of slowing up. So for me, to take a trade on USD JPY, I'm going to look for a daily close with 2 confirmations, 1 below this zone and 2 below the 200 moving average. And then tomorrow we're going to go absolutely mental on sales on USD JPY. Okay. So that's UJ. Up next, Euro JPY, and a lot of you have been asking. We are currently in a trade on Euro JPY, which has been running quite a while now, since Friday. Hopefully a lot of you guys who are in the group took this trade and are still holding. Let's have a look. So I took this trade. You can quite clearly see why here. Price was trading above both 250 moving average. We're obviously in a bullish momentum here. We've broken out of this previous structure level here. We waited. I initially saw this about here, I think, on Wednesday. I think it was. Yeah, Wednesday. And I was waiting for price to come back down to this zone to see if it was going to either break below and move back in to the gap between the MAs here, or what I was hoping it would do, which it actually did, was we had a clean close bullish here. So I'm taking this all the way back up to these previous highs. I think I entered on the 4 hour, did I? I did, yes. So this is a trade we have running right now on Euro JPY. It's running 188 pips in profit. We're running risk-free. And it's just at a level of resistance right now, which I'm hoping it will break through. And this could be your chance to take a trade today if you're not already in this. If we see this today, you already know the drill. You can take a trade on this retest. You've got a nice risk to reward there. Stops just below this wick here. And there's a 4.6 risk to reward trade right there, which I may even take as well with this initial buy still running. Okay. But yeah, those of you who are holding this trade right now, keep it holding. I will only close this trade if I see a strong close like this, showing that we're going to be moving back down. But it's showing no signs of that right now. So we're going to let it ride. Back on the daily for further trades, there's not really much. You've still got that, as I just said, that second trade you could take if we close above and retest this zone we're currently in. But for now, Euro JPY, we're holding buys and we're looking good. John in the chat spamming pound AUD. I am not going to have a look at pound AUD today. And spamming won't help. Gold, already looked at gold. No trades today on gold. So there's Euro JPY. Let's have a look at pound yen as well. This could be shaping up nicely for a trade. Let's zoom through this quickly. So on the daily recently, we're bullish. We're trading above both MAs. We had a recent cross as well. We've got, pardon me, this zone we're at right now. We're at crossroads here, where for me, let's just mark that previous low. This can go one of two ways now over the next week or so. We can move down and we can start to look back down at these lows here. Or, which I'm favouring and which I'd like to see, is with this all this bullish momentum that we've got at the moment, I'd love to see price today, hopefully, or tomorrow, close above this zone. And then again, obviously, we can take the break and retest trade there. Today, however, it's looking like it's forming a double top. If today does close below this zone, you could look to take a small intraday trade tomorrow back down to here. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, you can see quite a clean double top at this zone here, where if you want to trade this long term, your play is there. That's the move there, back down to the moving averages. But for me, I'm looking for buys, and I'm hoping for a break and retest to the upside here. That's what I'm looking for today on pound yen. Not much else to it really. As simple as that. What kind of moving average do I use? Simple exponential. I believe it's just moving average. It's not exponential, just simple. I have them both pinned to the 1 day in the daily chart. I have a 50 and a 200, both sourced on the open. And that's my settings. So pound yen, no trades to take right now. We're just waiting for that bullish momentum to come in, and we can look for buys. Last up today, I'm going to look at US30. Like gold this week, I haven't taken many trades on US30 as it is a bit of a mess. That is horrible. On the weekly, oh, don't like this at all. What have we got? What have we got? Okay. On the daily, this is a right mess. This. If you open up a chart looking to take a trade, you don't want to see this. Basically, there's no clear direction. You've got a range. To be fair, you've got a range below here. You've got a range there, but that range is in the middle of both moving averages. You're going to need a candle to close here below that 200 moving average to even get one confirmation on sales here. Intraday scalping wise, again, what a mess. Hourly, you've got highs here if you're looking to scalp hourly. Third time hitting these highs here. Price could move back down. To take a trade today, I would not do this, but it'd probably be a risky entry, but it could work out really well. If you have a third touch here, if you reject this, if you get a break and retest of this neckline here, there's your play for today on US30. You're probably not going to get the best risk to reward. If you target these lows right down here, you're just about going to get a free. There's a play you could take on US30 today, but that'd be very high risk, so I suggest not risking a lot at all. And that just about wraps it up. Let's see how EuroCAD's doing. Moving slow as predicted, but still nicely in profit. I'll just bring up gold again for you guys who didn't see it on the 15-minute time frame. We're coming up to an area where you could look for sales if price does reject this level. Don't just sell now. Don't do that. That would be stupid. But yeah, this is an area you could look for sales on gold today on the 15-minute time frame. And that just about wraps that up. I'm going to go pick up my Tesla and pay £900 for 2 new tyres. Oh, what a joke. As always, guys, if you're watching this live stream and you're not in the group chat already on Telegram, all of my trades that I take every single day, there's going to be a few more I take today on the miners. I'm not going to go through all the miners right now. As you can see, there's lots there, but I've got a lot of trades lined up, a lot of alerts set. So there's going to be lots more trades inside of the group today and tomorrow. If you do want to access all of those for free, all you need to do is message me on Instagram. It is at ADK Social. You can see the links in the description. And also, I've got, which I've just ruined, I've got this bar here. That'll do. Yeah, message me on Instagram if you want more information. Also, follow me on Instagram if you don't already. Also, you can see my day-to-day lives there. All of my analysis and trades, everything like that. But yeah, message me on Instagram. Get involved in the group. You can start trading with me for free today. Other than that, have a good day. Don't take risky trades. And I will see you in the next live, which will most likely be Monday. So I will see you all guys Monday, possibly Tuesday. Follow me on Instagram and